ये तो इमीडिएट फेल है, वो कर्व पे जो चढ़ गया था ना, दैट इज एन इमीडिएट फेल, दैट इज एन इमीडिएट फेल।
Welcome to RDT 1-to-1, Real Driving Tutorials, 1-to-1.
Today's tutorial is about a mock test that was held at one of Sydney's testing centres. We will show you in this tutorial how the examiner gives instruction during the test. We will also highlight all of the learners' good and bad performances during the test. As a result, you will have a very clear imagination of what the test looks like. We will publish the result at the end of the test and explain if any mistakes were made. So, let's get this started. Buckle up and get ready. If you find our tutorial helpful, please subscribe, like, and share it. With just a few clicks, you can save our channel and help us to grow.
It wasn't a very good right turn because what I felt like you should have come a bit more ahead in the middle of the intersection, and then you should be able to see the road, then turn. And you've been turning a little bit slowly, and in that process the oncoming car was coming very close, so it wasn't that safe. It's not that dangerous either, so I didn't give you fail for that, but you should just move ahead and turn right, so it can be kind of a turning error. So C, course error. Next roundabout, left turn. Avinav has turned a left head check here, which is not necessary. When you approach to a roundabout, as long as you keep close to the center, the line itself will push your nose towards the left and blocking any space on the left hand side for anyone else to pass before you. The roundabout is always shaped in that way, so in that case this head check is not necessary. So if you position your car facing towards the free space on the left hand side between the roundabout and the curb side, that is enough. He didn't come to a complete stop at this roundabout. Checking on the right, there was a car on the right hand side, but the car was turning his left. So looking at the indicator, if you see the car is turning and there is no one else coming from the right hand side and no one else in the middle of the roundabout turning in front of you, then you can just continue without completely stopping. Right turn is coming up. Just right here. When you approach towards a cross intersection, first check if you have any sign for yourself or not. In this case, Avinav doesn't have a sign and a line in front of him, so most likely he doesn't have to give way to the side. How do we make sure? Just look on the intersection on the side, especially the right side here. There's a giveaway sign. We cannot see the sign, but we can see the triangle shape, and there's a dashed line in front of the side street there. So both right and left have the similar things. In this case, Avinav doesn't have to give way, 100% confirm. He can just go. If there is no oncoming traffic, he can just turn right here. In the process of the right turn, Avinav is doing a right head check here, which is not necessary. If you feel like somebody is trying to overtake you from behind, you can just find it out from checking the rear mirror. It's not a major mistake if you do so, but it's preferable not to do so. You shouldn't be losing any mark if you do that by having a good control of the vehicle, or in other words, without being distracted. Abhinav has done an excellent right turn here. He has approached up to the halfway of the intersection and now looking inside depth of the road, and then he's turning accordingly, keeping his lane position left of the center, which is perfect. Excellent. Even though he was driving to the middle of the road, now he is returning to the left of the center in preparation for his right turn, which is very good. Excellent. Given the fact the road is wide, so he has approached halfway on the intersection, and now his turning is trying to keep left of the center, which is perfect. After turn right, always try to adjust the speed of the road as quickly as possible. And it's a good idea to check the rear mirror just to make sure nobody is behind you and they are not slowing down for you. To the car coming from the side, you don't have to really brake. You could just take your foot off from the accelerator, let the car go by itself. If the car on the other side would really come in front of you, then you should touch the brake. Coming ahead, we'll be turning right from there. I'll just take this one off from there here. Yeah. That's okay. Let's continue for now. Okay, see the white big ute on the left?
Yes, sir.
After that, just do a curbside park on the left.
Right, this truck.
Yes, after this one, yeah. Just park on the left and park as you're going to leave the car, and let me know when you finished your parking. He has done an excellent head check for the curbside parking here, while he kept his car straight and finished his head check before actually turning the steering. Most of the times learners, they do the head check after turning the steering, or they just turn the head to check the mirror, side mirror, but not really the blind spot. So his one is perfect in terms of the duration and the time of checking.
Done.
Very good. Let me check. Very strong. Okay, good parking. So when you're ready, just start the engine, pull up from here and continue straight. Learners sometimes have a conception of giving the indicator and then keep waiting for 5 seconds before pulling out. In fact, if you first start the engine and then give the indicator and then change your gear and then hand back down, and you check to your rear mirror, your side mirror and the blind spot before pulling out, it will be more than 5 seconds. So always do the indicator at the beginning, rather than keeping it for the last thing to do and then keep waiting for 5 seconds for no reason. It doesn't make sense. So give the indicator at the beginning, do the other things, do the checking, and checking has to be the last thing. Always remember, indicator is the first thing to do, and head check is the last thing to do before you pull out or pull in. Excellent. Avinav is doing his right head check perfectly in terms of direction and time, and he is rechecking it just to make sure nobody else is coming just at the moment he is pulling out. And also good that he is rechecking his side mirror and the rear mirror before pulling out, which is perfect. So the next roundabout will be turning left. The end will be turning right. If you notice carefully, his indicator just went off in the process of turning because he turned the steering in the opposite direction to go a bit more ahead. The examiner will just ignore it in the sense like he was giving indicator 5 seconds beforehand. Yes, of course he was supposed to have his indicator until the completion of the turn, but it was very close to the turn and he had it on up to the halfway of the intersection. So this indicator can be ignorable. He had a small window to turn left here while the black car was turning right, and the white car on his right hand side was giving way to this black car. He looked a little bit hesitant to go, but it is not a major mistake to miss this small window of opportunity to turn. Rather, he kept waiting and let all the car on the right hand side to go, and then he decided to go when it was safe, which is also okay. So next right turn. All the way to the end. At the end of the street, you'll be turning right. Roundabout, you'll be turning left. He did not come to a complete stop at roundabout, and he doesn't need to. As long as there is no right hand side, you can just come slowly and then continue without stopping completely. Traffic light coming ahead, you'll be turning right from there. He has made an excellent right turn at this set of traffic light after giving way to the all oncoming traffic, and then he did check on right and left to make sure no one coming even though light was green for a while, and he approached halfway of the intersection and then turned right while he could see the road and maintain his road position perfectly, which is fair. So second set of traffic light will be turning left, heading back towards the center. right again. And then right again. Keep going ahead. Okay, and then park on the right here.
तो इमीडिएट फेल है, वो कर्व पे जो चढ़ गया था ना, दैट इज एन इमीडिएट फेल.
We'll also discuss about the result now. So the result is also part of this process of the mock test. So what do you think? Without looking at this score sheet, why are you looking at this score sheet? You shouldn't be looking at this score sheet. Okay, so without looking at the score sheet, just tell me what do you feel about the test? today?
It went well, but few things, as in there was one that was an immediate fail. You're not supposed to, go over the roundabout curve.
Roundabout, yeah.
That's an immediate fail.
Mhm.
Apart from that, there was one head check that I missed. Left head check.
Why is that?
Sorry.
Where about is that?
That was on the turn where I was focusing on right, where essentially I was not supposed to do a right head check, but I did a right head check, and in the process I left the left mid head check.
Yes, that's right. Anything else?
Maneuvers were fine, I guess.
You mean that?
I worked on my steering from the feedback last time. I did a push and pull. I saw some videos around that to see if I can try and not get here. That's something that I did. Head checks, I know some additional head checks, but better safe than sorry. Sorry, I missed on. But yeah, that roundabout is an immediate fail. So
Yes, and there are a few things good about your driving, and there are a few things that I have noted down to explain. So in overall, driving wasn't that unsafe. It was almost safe, except a couple of situations which is dangerous. Okay, so that was a fail, of course. I will come to that point, but before that, so the things I was saying during your test, something good, something bad. So not everything I have noted down as a bad. Okay, some of those are just suggestion. Okay,
sure, sir.
and what I have noted down here is something to be worth of note down, and you will lose mark for
Marks.
this. Okay, so I'm just going through the points now. So roundabout was definitely a fail because we're not supposed to go for the curve itself.
right.
We went over the curve. So how to avoid that? So when you approach towards a roundabout, you need to keep close to the line, and at the end you see the curve actually pushing your nose to the left, so you have to stop like this. Okay,
Sure.
and you can just stop at the dotted line there, and need to check for the traffic. After you check the traffic, before you go through, you should
Turn
make a
left.
plan. You should make a plan how you're gonna go through. Okay, usually we go towards the middle without going too close to roundabout,
Right.
and then when exiting from the line other side,
Sure, sir.
and have to do a little bit slow.
Mhm.
In that process, you can easily avoid going over the roundabout.
Right. I was way too fast on that particular instance. Usually I try to slow down, but in that case I should have stopped. Should have slowed down a bit.
Yes. So it's not a permanent issue for you, but at that instance you had this
Right.
mistake. So basically, yeah, as you said, you need to slow down on those kind of situations, especially for intersections. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely at the intersection you need time to stop, to check, to make a plan, then to turn,
Sure.
to go through. Okay. Left turn too far from the curb. So as far as I can remember, after finishing the 3-point turn, we moved right. Yeah, there was a head check missed on the left hand side, but there was no car coming, so I didn't mark it down.
Mhm.
And that's not part of the head check, so I'm not marking down as a head check either. But you should have done the check both sides to make sure nobody is coming.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So after turning right there at that street, when you turn left again, the road was like the curve was really curved.
Right.
The curve was really curved, and you didn't moved enough to the curve. We almost kept it straight
Right.
to turn left. There's about a car with gap on the left side, so that was a fail.
Sure, sir.
Positioning
Is
error.
that an immediate field?
There's a positioning error, and where it says performing an illegal actor maneuver. So you turned left from almost center of the road.
Okay.
So for left turn, you must have to move to the left corner as practical as possible.
Sure.
Okay. Similarly, for right turn, the right turn has to be next to the center, not from the left side. If you turn turn right from the left side, and there's a one car with a gap on the right side, that will be fail.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So there was a positioning error, and that was a fail. And now F2, which is failing to give way when necessary. So just before coming to the center, I told you that after second traffic light you'll be turning left. I gave you enough notification, but you didn't change lane prior. You left it for the last moment. Just this traffic light. So when you change the lane,
Actually, I didn't change it because there was just before the first set of traffic light, right? It said the left lane, left only.
no,
It didn't.
no.
Okay, so maybe I missed that bit because while I was coming to the center, I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm not supposed to turn on this one. I'm supposed to turn on the other one.
No, not really.
Okay.
I didn't see any sign, that kind of sign before.
Sure.
So maybe you misunderstood something else. So yeah, if you change your lane beforehand, then it will be much easier
Correct.
for you to turn left there, because you were in rush of changing lane. So what happened? You also continued the same rush at the left turn, and in that process you missed to check on the right hand side, and it was a left turn at an item with care sign. Yeah.
Right.
So at that sign, you must have to give it to the right side.
Okay.
So you didn't give it to the right side. You just turned, and there was a car coming from right hand side. So you failed to give way to the right hand
Give
side.
way, right.
So that's why you say failing to give way when necessary. F2 fail
Sure,
item.
sure, sir.
Okay. And at that intersection, just before and when you're changing the lane, to turn left there, so the changing lane, you have done the head check on the left hand side, and then you kept going a bit, and then you changed the lane.
Okay.
So you delayed the process. I mean, after doing the head check, you should immediately start moving to the left if you feel it is safe for you. If you keep delaying more than a
Then you have
second,
to do
you
it
have to
again.
do the head check again. So there was a head check error there as well. So right turn, one of the traffic light, I told you to turn right, and I explained on the spot that what mistake I have made. At that traffic light, when you're turning right, you just actually start turning from the point of stopping. But for right turn, it's always good to go up to the middle of the intersection
And then
turn right. So you didn't move enough. You just
Which one
tried
was
to
that,
turn.
sir?
One of the traffic light. I explained that on the spot as well.
Sure.
When you check the video, you'll find it out. So that traffic light, you should have moved a bit more ahead and then turn right. When you turn right, I really felt a little bit scary, because on the right hand side there was a car stopped there, and then you're turning very close to the stopped car, stationary vehicle. It wasn't that safe, and the opposite car was also coming. So if you move ahead and you find out the opposite car is close enough,
Oh, okay. I
then
got
you don't
the,
turn.
the turn that you're talking about.
Yeah. So if you find when you move ahead, middle of the
When he
intersection,
said you should have moved a bit further ahead
Mhm.
and then turned right,
Mhm.
so as to have a complete view of the road.
Yeah.
That's a turn you're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you move ahead in the middle and you feel like the car is coming very close to you and you're not able to make the turn, just wait there. No problem. Let the opposite car go through and then you finish your turn. Even after the light changes to yellow or red, still you can complete your turn, no problem.
Right.
Okay, but don't rush to turn quickly and ignoring the traffic and without having a good plan. Okay, so you lose point there. You lose your point there for your turning, like the course, steering turning, and also speed because you've been turning really slow there. You should have been a bit faster than that.
Okay.
Okay. So right at the end here, when you're doing this parking, you could just park straight in. You don't have to really park reverse. Okay. But anyway,
Is that also taken into account?
well, this parking itself, it doesn't count, but how you're doing the parking and if you're doing any mistake during this parking is counted. So you didn't signal to stop here before you start the parking, so you should signal, you should indicate for when you're doing the parking to stop, and to pull out to the other direction you also need to give indicator to that direction and do the required head checks. Okay. I think you have done the head checks, but definitely you haven't done the indicators. You have to do the indicators there as well. So this indicator error here. Remember that until you complete your park and shut down the engine, the test continues.
Indicator should be on.
The test continues. Okay. Just after coming here doesn't finish the test until you shut down the engine.
Sure.
Okay. So be careful of this parking as well. Alright. So especially most of the time the learners, when they come to the center and do this parking, they are scared of this parking, but in fact this parking, even you cannot do it properly, yes, the line and the wheel is over the line, is still fine. They don't mark it down, they don't fail you for that. But if you miss your signal, if you miss your head checks, and it's altogether 3 head check error or 3 signal error, it will be fail.
Sure.
So if you have already done 2 head checks error outside on the road and 1 head check error here just for doing this parking, it will fail. Unfortunately, even right at the very end of the test. Okay. So be mindful of those head checks and the signals.
Sure.
Alright. So other than that, most of the driving was very good. So basically you have 3 fail attempts today. So one for performing illegal active maneuver, which was turning left from center and leaving 1 car gap on the left, and failing to give way where necessary. It was like left turn at traffic light, so you missed to give way to the right side where it says left turn at right here. Yes, and then colliding with a vehicle, pedestrian or object when you went over the roundabout itself.
Go.
Any question?
No, sir. And then I'm not sure. And then so is it an improvement on the last time round? As in the 2-hour session that I had with you earlier.
Yeah, the other session was most mistake you have made for the head checks, I think.
Head checks and steering.
So compared to that, you have only 1 head check error. I have noted down for this exam, for this mock test. So looks like you have done a lot of improvement for your head checks, but other things went wrong. And since I told you about the right turn, the later right turns you did better as well. So you moved halfway and then you turned right. So it was okay. But I just suggest you that when you're moving halfway of the intersection to turn right, don't just look straight ahead, look to the right. Then it will give you better understanding when to start turn the steering.
Sure.
Okay. That's all. And the score would be around it's a good score, it's about 90% actually, because not many mistakes, but
Immediate
you
ones.
got
Big
major
mistakes.
one. You got major one, unfortunately.
Sure.
So it's still 90%, more than 90%.
Sure. So sir, I also wanted to check with you. So as I said, right, last time also as well, the test is at 2:45 p.m. But it's I guess the schools are off during that time. So should I check with the examiner that
you need to follow the school zone?
Right.
You can ask them, no problem. Before you start the test, you can ask them.
Right.
Usually they will say you don't have to.
Okay. Sure. But we can ask, right?
You can ask.
That it's schools are closed.
Yes.
So do we?
Can
Sure. Sure.
Any other question?
That's pretty much it, sir.
Okay. I wish you all the best for your
Thank you, sir.
practical test.
Sure.
And let
Right and give way and traffic light, right, that was wrong. Then give way was too hasty, and then the curb. So essentially three errors. Three because of that.
they're very happy. They've done a very good parking. So it's very I don't know, very uncommon. Like you had the failure attempts in one sequence, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Failing to give way. So for the left is when you're turning left. When you're turning left, you should first get to the curb, closer to the curb, and then move left, right?
Yep.
I took it from the center. Fair enough. Right.
So you got to look at the intersection first. Stop, position your car properly. Then you check for the traffic as required. And before you turn, you should make a plan where you're gonna go. Then complete your turn after
Sure.
checking back again.
Sure, sir. I'll let you know how the exam goes.
Sure, let me know.
I still have 10 days to get these 3 things right.
Yes.
Abhinav did the express test prep course with us at RDT 121 and had one more mock test after this. He did better on his second mock test with only one fail item. He was happy with his improvement and getting some confidence to sit for his practical driving test. He had his test booked for the 14th of April. And guess what? He passed in the first go with a few minors. Wow, that's encouraging. Congratulations to Abhinav. And we wish all the best to all of you who are attending the test soon. If you'd like to create a mock test video tutorial for yourself in your own area, you can reach out to us via Facebook Messenger or Facebook page. If you like to book your driving lesson or mock test with Sharif, you can reach him directly by texting on 0413203523. More information can be found in the description box below. If you enjoyed the tutorial, subscribe to our RDT 121 channel to get more amazing videos in the future. Please let us know what you would like to see more of. We wish you all the best and encourage you to stay safe on the road. And we'll catch up with you in our next video.